Hello everyone and welcome to Foundation. I'm going to do a little afternoon with Useless on this game because I've already said in the Prison Architect series that I really like games like this, the micromanagement, city builder kind of stuff. This is almost kin to, I'd say, city skylines set in the medieval times. Now, I did just do a test shoot just to make sure it was working with OBS because of the issues that I had with Prison Architect. But I'm going to start a new game, and the way that it works is like you've got this, right? So you can adjust the actual kind of world that you want to generate. I like coastal ones. I tend to find that they're quite nice. We're going to just randomize the ever-loving crap out of the seed, though. I like that one. That one's nice. Bit too low down. That's not terrible. That's more like it. Let's randomize again. Let's add some lakes in as well. I like to have a lake. I like to have like one big lake though. So if we go like this and randomize that, I'm thinking this could be our place. So let's go now, or tell you what, we'll copy the map code and we'll randomize one last time. Oh, that's pretty nice. But no, we'll stick with this one. So we set your rules here. These are pretty much just presets that you can go through. I literally am just going to do a relaxed one. I like the pointy shields with the aggressive point, like the deep swoop. Let's do this, and let's go purple. This is my favorite color, and red. No, white. Village name. Kindaville. There we go. And my real name is Kieran, which I don't know if you guys even knew. But there's that. Got a nice cute orange dog like my old dog. And there we go. We've got the crest. We've got the place. And now we can get the fuck into this. Alright. So the way that this game kind of works, oh, that's a steeper cliff than I thought it was going to be. Oh, that's a lot steeper than I thought it was going to be. So the way that this works, however, is you can choose territory, right? So right now we have a 0 territory, which we're going to need to get eventually. But the way that it essentially works is, so if let's just say, let's just say I'm gonna buy this territory, and I'm gonna have my town hall or town center be here, right? I'm gonna build that there. We founded the village or hamlet, Kindaville. Now I have one more free territory. I'm gonna claim this one, right? Because what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to move this immediately over to here, and I'm going to do that because eventually I'm going to build like a larger sort of village here. But the way that this game works is, so you've got resource production, right? So I'm going to need a lumber camp, which I'm going to throw over here. Right, it's kind of tranquil out the way on its own, right? I'm gonna throw this here, bam, boom, right? Build a lumber thing, yeah? Now builders are in logistics. We need a builder hut, so he can go off, or they can go off, sorry, and build things. My villagers are going outside of the territory that we own. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna build the builder's hut here. Right? So he's close enough, or they are close enough to build in both areas. Now I'm going to auto assign, but you can manually assign. Right now all of my villagers are serfs, so it doesn't really matter. That job is best suited for all types of serfs anyway. Let's get the speed going up a little bit more. Yeah, so we're going to have lumber here, and I'm thinking on top of that, potentially throw a gatherer's hut over here too. Like maybe here. Like so. Yeah. Now, the more we do, the more we earn prosperity. So it's a measurement of the village's success and openly influences what we can and can't do or buy. So prosperity is all of this, your common stuff on the left. Now you do have other divisions, kingdoms, clergy, labor. Labor will get directly influenced by this kind of stuff. So if I go and build this manor house now, so sorry, my voice is going a little bit today. Makes me worried I'm going to end up ill. So Great Hall, right? We're going to need a Great Hall. So let's go Manor Hall Minor. Alright, let's build our Great Hall over here. Yeah? So if I go 1, and I like having one of these. 2, 3, and 4. Right? So that is going to cost me 9 tools, 24 stone, and 44 planks, of which I don't have yet, right? But I'm going to press build anyway, because as soon as I do get those requirements, I will be able to almost immediately go and achieve a step up with labor, which allows me to tax my people. Right, so sawmill, right? I'm going to do sawmill here because we need the planks. Yeah? Now stone. Stone, the only stone I can see is here. So unfortunately, we're going to have to put the stone masonry away from the lumber. I like to try and keep all my resources together, but it's just not going to happen. So let's just do a stone masonry in the forest over here. Bam. I like to keep things close to their resources. Otherwise, you tend to suffer with them taking forever to actually take things to where they come from. So, bam, right? That's our forestry area. Let's just tidy this up. Go square mode. I'm sure it's control and mouse wheel lets me reduce my paintbrush. And there. Needs a bit of tidying up. There we go. And let's just drag the corner all the way over on this side. There we go. So now my woodcutters will immediately start cutting wood down, and they'll start creating you know what, let me just do something else. A resource removal. By resource removal, it will permanently remove that resource node, but it will do for now. So if I get we'll get 2 berry workers, right? We'll get 2. Resource removal, let's just go there. So far things are looking pretty decent. Decent enough, right? So what I need to do is prioritize the building of this. Right? If I prioritize the building of that, eventually I'll get to a situation where I am making stone, which was a requirement, and I will also then be able to use that stone to make planks, which is the secondary requirement, and that will be done and dusted. What I'm doing here is I'm zoning residential. So the way that this game functions is people will prefer to live close to their job, and the more happy your residents are, the higher tier you can make them or promote them. Oh, went a bit over the pathway there. There we go. You don't have to be as particular as I am. I just like things to look as nice as possible. I'm going to go like a very small paintbrush here and add that into there. Round it back off. Yep. And there we go. Yeah, that will do. So residential will start to form. It's going to be very small, but it's more so for my dudes here, right? So stone masons, bam. Well, stone cutters. Stone masons create brick out of stone, of which I don't need yet. It's planks and stone that I need. So if I come over here and prioritize the sawmill, I can get somebody working there as well, because then I can immediately get tax going. See, I've got 380 coins, but so far I have no daily income. I can buy more territory, but that would be absolutely no help to me, because the second I do, I'm kind of screwed in the sense that I then don't have any money coming in and have more money going out. I'm gonna build water here. I like doing bird's eye view like this just because it's somewhat easier to see where and what I'm doing. There we go, and have more water here. So then all I need is, so I've got lumber camp, make a forester while I'm at it. Otherwise we're gonna run out of wood. So forester, the way that he works or they work is if I put him down here, he will have a unique kind of zoning, and with his zoning I can tell him to replant trees, so I can have a self-sustaining wood industry, which is so much more important than I think you are told, you know? Because like every resource in this game can run out on certain difficulties, but trees are one that tends to. Like in all, you know, they cut them down. They literally cut them down. So having a forester is incredibly important for the later game, because something you can do, go to your royal book, Kindaville. So you got edicts, and here we go, trade routes. So some of these guys will buy certain things from you, and you can buy certain things from them. But like, you'll have silly things like just normal stone, polished stone, cloth, fish. You'll have all of this that you can sell to them, but some of these require wood to make. So you end up in a bit of a situation, basically, is what I'm saying, where you massively need to be careful with what you're spending as to what you're making. See, now here I'm having a problem where my residential is insufficient, so I'm gonna just expand it in line with that. There we go. I like how the brush tool kind of auto links to itself, because if it didn't, I'd be having a freaking moment right now. But this is going to be like a nice little corner of residential. It's not going to be all of residential. I'm going to throw some over here. Oh, look, here you go. See, new villagers. New villagers are good villagers. So if I have a look, I could build a little residential over here as well. If I go resource removal, control, if I just zone to remove all of these resources here, like so, you know what, let's just do like an angled sweep of the area, right? So resource removal, boom, done. There we go, sawmill, 1, 2. So this is what I was going to get at. So occupants, we've got a house, we can have 2 occupants. The way that it works is you'll have beautification, and that will increase them to commoners. Commoners will pay more tax. Commoners will also be more demanding though, so they'll also require like patrol coverage and so on. But the way that it essentially works is at some point I will get given the option to build inside their garden, like a lamppost or something. So I can... this person, for example, they've got a nice long front garden. I could put like an outhouse here, and then that counts as beautification. They will upgrade to a commoner, I believe. I think. Or I can upgrade them to a commoner through other means as well. But then you've got the housing density, having light fortification around the area, as well as a patrol coverage. Will increase it so that I can have an extra citizen in here, so I don't need as much residential. And high density just requires heavy fortification, so like a castle or something along those lines, of which I don't have yet. I do not have yet, but we will get there in time. Okay, so here, what is it that this needs now? It needs planks, and it needs one more tool, right? But in the meantime, what I'm going to do, come here, go storage and fishing, yeah? And I press escape because I'm so used to escape being my out. Warehouse. So I can't build the warehouse where I want to, actually. I really wanted to build the warehouse here, opposite the builder's place. So I'm going to hold on to that for now. But something I can do is... So I could get a fisher hut starting to get built. Like down here. Part of it has to go in the water. But like I could build here, right? That's a fisher's hut down there. And residential. Let's just zone a little minor bit of residential. So if I go along the back wall here, in a strip, like so. And I'm going to go control to bring my brush size down. There we go. Just tidy up that edge. There we go. So I'm going to have a little strip of residential down here. And that's more so because... I wonder if this counts as stone. No. Yeah, so I'm going to do that just because it gives our fisherman, a direct home for where he needs to go. Because what we're going to need to do now is start looking at a village market, right? And the way that these work, and I like to do them near a well. I like to do them near this. But this here, if I go bam, build, and go bam, bam, and bam, build these two, I will start to gain a sort of happiness ranking that's not piss poor. Yeah, so forest is done, paint reforestation area. So I want it to almost directly match what I have here, which is hard to do because it's stuck me on a square brush. Gone over slightly. Yep. Right, so if I do this and then bring it to here, just tidy up that corner ever so slightly. There we go. And if I want to be a bit meticulous about this, because what I want is a little bit of a clear path near my residential. So if I do this and then reconnect, then he will just do a clear path. There it is, my voice going again, sorry. But if I do that, then there we go, we have a clear path. Sort of, bam, hooks around, right? Which I like that. But yeah, he's gonna paint that area now, and he'll see, look at him go. Replanting. While these guys make planks, these guys cut down, and these motherfuckers have got no storage. But yeah, so here we have a market tender, bam, for berries. Now, He's going to get berries from here, and the way that this works is my dudes will come and get berries from him. Where is he off to? Let's watch where he's going. Is man going to get the berries? I think he is. I think he's off to go and get berries. Look at him. What a trooper. This is why we need storage. This is why we need storage. So what I'm going to do then now is come over here, and where's my storage? There, logistics, warehouse. Now I'm going to build a warehouse over... over here, I think. Or, no, I'll build a warehouse down here. Right? I'll build a warehouse down here, and this warehouse can be for food. Yeah, this warehouse can be for food, because what you can do eventually is expand to have more plots. I'm going to build that. The manor house is so close to being done. Oh yeah, what's this? Collecting taxes. Every villager will contribute to the community. So build a manor house. Bam. Alright, now what I can do is if I press edit, I can add sub-buildings, right? And these sub-buildings they can connect, or what I can do is build them outside of, I believe. Sometimes. Wait, no, there is a way. There is a way of building them to the side. Just can't quite remember what it is. Can't quite remember. It's been a while since I played this, to be fair. So let's just bam. So tax office. I'm probably gonna go with this. That can't be much taller, really. Yeah. And let's rotate you so your window is at the front. Bam. But there we go. Tax office with the grand hall. Apply the changes. Yes. Now we'll eventually get a tax office. We can assign a tax collector, and our villagers can start paying taxes. Everybody knows how much we love paying taxes. You know, imagine a freaking world where we didn't have to. I'm worried that my villagers are going to have to go all the way around here just to go down to the fishing. Sometimes they'll just fucking mountain goat it down mountains, but I don't think that's going to be the case this time. Bam, bam. I'd like to get this prioritised, really. Build all. Yeah. Which we're going to need a prioritisation on this, please. Do I only have one stonemason? That's probably why. Get more stonemasons in there. In fact, how many people are unemployed? Just 2 now. Good. So yeah. Yeah, this is Foundation in a nutshell. This is like a very basic look into a medieval city builder, I suppose, right? But I love these kind of games. They seem to do really well on the channel. I mean, Prison Architect, if you haven't already viewed it, there would have been cards put up in the thingy. So villager path, Idrid could not reach destination. Okay. So I'm assuming that's this corner. And bam, yeah, there we go. Right, yeah, so if you haven't already checked out my Prison Architect series, there will have been cards up in the top right and so on. I'm eagerly awaiting Prison Architect 2. It's going to be one of my biggest releases, I think, which is really weird considering I've done stuff like Doom the Dark Ages and stuff. But I love micromanagement games. You guys tend to love them too. I'm super excited for that, you know? Tax collector, bam. Let's have a tax collector. Best suited to citizen. We don't have a citizen. Earning influence. My best builder will draw you a blueprint. This will give me 10 coins in labour. 30% chance that the blueprint is... Let me hire someone on your behalf. I don't have the gold for that, so take one of my builders. The blueprint was confusing, but we still got influence. Right? So now labour influence can be used to buy certain things, so like a bailiff, a treasury, all these kind of things here can be built via, you know, labour stuff. Unlocks wooden bridges. Controls movements around my land. Don't necessarily need that, but the bridge is interesting, so I wonder if what I'm going to need is a bridge to go down to here. So, if I go... Oh my freaking god, that's massive. That's so long. I don't need something like that, do I? No, no. No, 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 no. Huh, I've never used the bridges before. They're interesting. If it was me, that wouldn't be too terrible. But I'm also not a fan of how big it is. Like, that to me is just a bit long. There you go, that's not terrible. I would prefer it if I could build it hugging this. But that's not awful. But for now, let's not, right? So can I cancel this? Delete? No. Bam? No. What? I don't want the wooden bridge, bro. I don't want this. There we go. Got a bit confused there. Yeah, so you've got nowhere to store things, I'm well aware. First tax office. Look at us go. Now we've got a tax officer. What will happen now is if I go here, so income, taxes. Now I need to change a few things in the royal book because there will be certain things that I need to allow in terms of stuff like taxes and so on. But I'm pretty sure taxation. Right, so here we go. Right. If I go up to this, they will be upset with me by 5%, but I will earn taxes now. So I'm going to keep them happy, and I'm just going to earn a very small amount of taxes. A tiny amount. A negligible amount. Such a small amount that they don't even realise it's coming out of their wages, you know? That way then I can maintain the village, and they can be happy, yeah? Fishermen are thankful for the blueprint as a bridge will help bring their community to the forefront. As thank you, they will trade a fair number of fish for some of your stones. I don't have 25 stones. Yeah, I mean, I just gave you a bridge. Yeah, we'll spend our 5 influence. I feel like it's only fair. We did just build you a freaking bridge. You know? Alright, so here we go. Bam. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy this. We now own 4 territories. Build a Great Hall. Discuss a levy. So I don't have mandates yet. But the way that it works, so we've got a Great Hall. Complete the mandate. Discuss a levy with your villagers. See if your rule allows you to promote villagers to higher statuses. Right. Now, do I have beautification yet? Or is this something I'm still awaiting? Level 2 decorative. I don't have the gold. I will start to earn the gold because I now have taxation, but don't currently have the gold. No, I didn't need to actually buy this one, I don't think. Oh no, I did. Yeah, I did. Then again, there's got to be a better way of getting down there. You know, there's got to be a better way of getting down there. Perhaps I do just wait for us to have this position. You know? Oh look, more advisors and so on. So what is it you want? Meeting the elders. Support is much appreciated. Thanks for the tools. Bam. Let's get some more villagers in. You know what, man? Let's get some more residential going, because I just remembered why I actually stripped this bit of land over here. So I'm going to need a big brush just for a moment to get the edge right there. Bam. I'm going to let them to... I'm going to allow them to live quite close to Great Hall, because I feel like this is where it's going to be like the talk of the town, you know? Oh, you live that close to the Great Hall? Wow, what's the Pioneer like? Because I only have Pioneer as a title, unfortunately. Bam, bam. There we go. Got some residential going near the market, which is always nice. Shitload of unemployed dudes. You know what? Let's build a warehouse over here. Right, let's build a warehouse somewhere over here. I think here is fair. Right? I think here's fair. Bam. Which we don't have the gold for yet, but we will build that as soon as we get the gold, of which we somehow are in the negatives. Tax is going up. Bam, 45 a month. Happiness is a fleeting concept. Right? It's a lie. Taxes are a truth. And we are now a village. We are Lord or Lady of the village. And with that, I'm going to say this has been Foundation, a very bare bones look into the idea of a medieval city builder with tons of glorious micromanagement, all sorts of awesome different stuff to manage. But what I'll do before I end off is I will save this. I will save it, bam, here, Kindaville, confirm and save. And what I will do is I will show you, we'll get rid of Uselandia, and I will show you Postville. I will show you what can become of a village, right? Because I have played a fair amount of this, which you can see on my Steam, which I never hide. But here we go. This is my other playthrough, my personal one. This is Postville. This has taverns, tailors, weave huts, granaries, sheep, which, speaking of, bam, sheep, and people doing jobs. Boom. We have this, which is a monastery, or chapel. Yeah, monastery, sorry. We don't have any monks as of yet, but this is my full save. This is my Great Hall over here. I have my Great Hall, treasury, bailiff office, and tax office, as well as a watch post over here. of which you can see that fortification that I mentioned. There are watchtowers and so on. And over here, you'll have iron miners and hops for the beer. But this is what can become of this game. This is my personal world, and I'm a very big fan of this game. So if you'd like to see more, let me know in the comments. I love you all. I will see you all in the next video. Take care of yourselves.